Hey guys, we're back for some more Standard. This is a deck I've been working on and really excited about. I have titled it Assassin's Promise. Now, just full disclosure, there are no assassins in the deck, and there certainly are no promises in the game of Magic. But the title kind of felt right, so at any rate, it's essentially an Orzhov Aggro deck that tries to get as low to the ground as possible. I also put together a sideboard, which is a little bit kind of slapdash, but I wanted to give you guys something for best of 3 play. But let's get into the deck. So some of the new cards, we're bringing in 2 copies of Case of the Uneaten Feast. So whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain a life. With all the other lifelink, this is going to be just huge game for what we're doing here. And then if you ever gain 5 or more life in a turn, you can solve the case, and then when the case is solved, you can sacrifice it, and then you get, until end of turn, you're able to cast creature cards from your graveyard. So basically, if you can get to a point where you're gaining 5 life in a turn, you can then replay cards from your graveyard for 1 turn. Okay, so the other new cards we have here, that's basically it for new cards, but one new card here on the sideboard, which I'll get into. But basically, this is the Orzhov Aggro deck. You have your heavy hitters here are Voice of the Blessed. Every time you gain life, you put a +1/+1 counter on Voice of the Blessed. And then when you have 4 more counters, it gains Flying and Vigilance. And 10 or more counters, it has Indestructible. You also have 4 copies of Amalia, Benavidez Aguirre, which also, every time you gain life, Amalia will explore, so you're either drawing a card if it's a land, or choosing to put a card either in your graveyard or leave it on top of your library and getting a +1/+1 counter. So another excellent card here for just kind of going tall. And then I decided that, you know what, we need another heavy hitter in this deck, so I put in 4 copies of Regal Bunnicorn, since the deck is essentially completely creatures. For the ways of gaining life, we have 2 copies of Case of the Uneaten Feast, 4 copies of Lunarch Veteran. Anytime you play a creature, you're gaining a life. 4 copies of Ruin Lurker Bat, which has Flying and Lifelink as a 1/1. And then 4 copies of Deep Cavern Bat, which not only nab a card from the opponent's hand and exile it, but it also has Flying and Lifelink. And then, in addition, we do have 2 copies of Restless Fortress in the land, which can be activated to attack and gain life and make your opponent lose 2 life. We also added 2 copies here of Allenbach Escort, which is kind of an older card here, but it is a 1/1 Vigilance, and it can be sacrificed to give essentially lifelink and indestructible to a creature that you have with a +1/+1 counter on it. So your Voice of the Blessed, your Amalias, these have like an extra layer of protection with Allenbach Escort. And then also 2 copies of Skrelv additionally to protect your creatures. In addition, we've got 2 copies of Invasion of Gobakhan, which is a great card for setting up before they can board wipe. Or, even if you're on the play, on your turn 3, you can play this, maybe get a temporary lockdown or another board wipe, flip it, and then have your Light Shield Array, which at the beginning of your end step, you put a +1/+1 counter on every creature that attacked this turn. And then you can sacrifice it to give your creatures hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. So another really good addition here, I feel like, to this archetype. And then we've got 4 copies of Knight-errant of Eos to go and find, whatever threats we need. But basically, the way to kind of simplify this deck, you have 3 cards here that are your major threats. You've got Voice of the Blessed, Amalia, and Regal Bunnicorn, which are all going to be just huge. They'll be like 9/9s, 10/10s. And then everything else here is to gain life and support them, more or less. For your mana base, we have 21 lands, 14 sources here of black, and then everything in the deck can produce white. We are running 4 copies of Thran Portal because we want to get land on time. And in addition, we're gaining so much life that the life that we pay for Thran Portal is kind of a small price to pay. The reason that I'm not running Mythics in this deck is because you really do need to use your mana every single turn for colored sources. So I thought about Mythics but decided against it. Since you've got like double white here, like all of these require white, white and black, so you really can't have a turn off where you have, you know, colorless mana lying around. You only have a couple cards in the entire deck that can even use it. So we do also have 4 Shattered Sanctums here. They do come into play tapped here unless it's your 3rd land or later, but you know, again, it's the price we pay for good mana, and we can still set up with like a, you know, even if we have this in our opener with 2-lander, we can still set up like a veteran into another 1-drop and then start going to town. So this deck is so amazing, super excited about it. I'm in the top 250 Mythic with it. Yeah, I basically spent all morning thinking about how to maximize the strategy and put it together. And then for the sideboard, you have basically like more action against control. Since this deck is very, very strong against aggro, but a little weak to control. The only main deck stuff you have there for control is Deep Cavern Bat and Invasion of Gobakhan, but you can board into like 3 copies of Duress. You have 4 copies of Lord Skitter, which not only destroy their graveyard, but also provide a growing threat that they have to deal with. So I think this is an excellent answer against control. You have 1 copy of Soul Search, one of the new cards here. For 1 white and 1 black, you can choose a non-land card from your opponent's hand and exile it, and then if it's a card that has a mana value 1 or less, you also get a 1/1 flying white and black spirit token. In addition, you've got 2 copies of Rite of Oblivion, so you have sort of extra removal packed into 1 card here with flashback if you have really hard to deal threats against, you know, some huge aggro deck or something. I'm not entirely sure, you know, where you would use this, but it's good to have access to it. 2 copies of Go for the Throat, 2 copies of Bitter Triumph. So since we're gaining so much life, the additional cost of 3 life is no big deal, and that gives us kind of some flexibility. And then we also have 1 copy of Destroy Evil, which is helpful against like Selesnya enchantments, and a way to target an enchantment specifically. All right, so that's the deck. If you guys are new here, thank you so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate you. And if you like my content, please consider subscribing, maybe dropping a like or a comment, or sharing it with a friend who might like my content. For my returning viewers, thank you guys so much again for being here. Your support means everything to me, so thank you guys. And with that, let's hop into some games.
Whatever you played last time will show up here. You can practice with me to start.
I've also been jamming some limited, still trying to get sort of a feel for the format. I ended up going 7-2 in one of the premier drafts and 6-3, but I did have some drafts which did not end so well. So like 0-3 or, you know, maybe 2-3, 2-4. I'm still kind of grasping the format a bit, but starting to sort of settle in a little bit. But I'd love to put together a draft video, and I'm hoping to do that here soon. Okay, this opening hand is completely amazing. We've got all of our stuff. Looks great. So we're thinking here turn 1 Veteran into turn 2 Voice of the Blessed, and then turn 3 Gobakhan, flip it hopefully. That's sort of the plan. Okay, blue-white, it could be blue-white control, could also be like the, oh god, I can't think of the double strike deck that has all the spells and whatnot. Either way, we're leading out with Veteran, though. But yeah, just been having a blast playing this deck. This just completely steamrolls mono red. All right, not sure what we're up against. This could also be like the helping hand deck. It's possible. I don't know if they have counters, but I think let's just go for the Voice of the Blessed play. If they've got counters, I guess we could also try to like go creature and like set up for a big Voice of the Blessed. Maybe that's a little better, especially if they have counters here. So let's maybe lead out that way. The only downside is if they have like if they have like temporary lockdown on 3, that kind of sucks because we want some of our enablers here. So I think actually I'm just going to go with Voice of the Blessed here. Just because I don't want to lose all my enablers if they are blue-white control. And then I think I'm going to not attack in case they've got loyalty, Virtue of Loyalty there, but they didn't. There's like so many different flavors of blue-white that like it's hard to know what you're playing against. Like if I knew for sure that it was, you know, one specific type of blue-white, I could... Yeah, I think I just kind of went with the middle road there. All right, I think now we look upstairs. Restless Anchorage makes me think it's blue-white control, so let's go ahead and see if we can take any copies of board wipes. Elspeth's Smite. Yeah, that seems like a good one. Double Jace. They don't really have anything going on. I think their best bet here is to like Jace, try to slow us down a little bit. Which is going to be a complete joke. Okay, I guess they're probably just like looking for a board wipe. That makes sense. So now I think we know, like, without any board wipes there, we try to go pedal to the metal. If they have, like, if they draw into Sunfall, it's super rough. But I think we want to extend a little bit here. Maybe leave ourselves like a Voice of the Blessed and like one enabler. So I think maybe the play here is Veteran. Actually, let me keep a Veteran here. Let's go Ruin Lurker Bat plus a Bunicorn. Question is, do we respect the Jace? I feel like we have enough damage that we really should to minimize their outs. So if we hit them down to hit them for 8, drop them to 11. We don't want to give them any more chances at board wipes. I think we just have to kill the Jace. Since we can probably push 17 next turn. So it's like, it's basically Sunfall or bust. Okay, they haven't got it. And even if they have, like, Depopulate, we're still fine because we've got Invasion. Or Light Shield Array. So they're pretty much dead. Guess they can, like, Jace and, like, shrink a creature, and maybe that's enough. But I think, like, if we draw a land, we've got there. Even if we don't... This is like a 9/9, that's a 7/7. So that's 16, 19, 20. Minus 3 is, yeah, it's exact. We could even pop the Light Shield Array right now. Yeah, I think it so doesn't matter, but... Because, yeah, we've got 7, 12... 15, 16, yeah. Yep. I think, like, yeah, if they're playing, like, the Restless tapped 2/3 flyer land, that's almost certainly blue-white controller, like blue-white mill. Okay, hand looks great. Depending on their colors, we'll change like when we want to look upstairs with Deep Cavern Bat. Dragon. Okay, I'm so confused. Dragon? This is like mono red. I have no idea. I think I want to get Amalia down here and then bat the next turn. I guess we could like bat, but I want to get like a presence, you know? So I think let's go Amalia here. We could also invasion next turn and then flip it if they've got nothing. If they have removal and response, though, it's probably better to get the bat going. Yeah, I think I'm okay with invasion here. We could start working on it with the veteran, even if they kill Amalia. Oh wow, this is a crazy deck. Huh. Well, they can play it. Yeah. I'm just like, what are we looking at? Whatever. Alright, opening hand looks very good. Yeah, so let's do Fortress on 1 into, I guess, maybe Amalia. We need a little bit more land. Okay, that's actually a perfect pickup. Yeah, because now we can go Case plus Skrelv, and that feels really good. Hidden Necropolis. Huh. Again, no idea what we're up against. Maybe Jund? No, Orzhov. Okay. Yeah, we could use more land here. I guess since they have white, if they have like Wandering Emperor, maybe we want to get like Voice of the Blessed going. But I think we kind of want a little bit more land. So maybe let's go Amalia here. Feels really good. Leaving Skrelv up for sure. A little bit worried about board wipes, so I'm hoping that we can like go and find a bat with our knight-errant. Oh yeah, that's a perfect pickup. Okay, so I think we just want to go veteran into knight-errant just to find a bat. Even though we could start like pushing with Voice of the Blessed here. I guess it depends on if we draw like another land off of Amalia, we can get a Voice of the Blessed in there. That's pretty good too, actually. That sort of helps against board wipes. So maybe we leave that on top and then pick it up with Knight-errant. Yeah, I kind of like that. If we go Knight-errant this turn, then we have shields down for Skrelv. So maybe it's better to just try to push a little bit here. Problem is, like, we've got to find it by next turn. Yeah, actually, I think I'm gonna go. Let's go Voice the Blessed. We could like find it next turn still. Yeah, we want that for sure. Okay, now let's get in. So hopefully they don't have like depopulate. Depopulate would suck. But I kind of wanted to like get something going here before Sunfall. So now we've got to be careful and try to find Bat with Knight-errant and then leave 2 mana up so we can play it. Alright, we should definitely play Escort, just in case they have like Depopulate but not Sunfall. Invasion is also great. The problem is we can't draw it. And we need Bat this turn, so I think we have to put Invasion down. It sucks. Knight-errant is good also, but we really need Bat. We don't have time for another Knight-errant. Okay, so we can get in with Voice for sure. And then I think we have to tap out to go and find Bat. So unfortunately we can only attack for 6 here. Not sure if this is right, but I feel like this is our best bet. Okay, we found the other kind of Bat, unfortunately, not the right kind of Bat. Does another land help us? Not really. Yeah, I think let's just play Portal and then hold everything in case they've got board wipe. You can try to like reset. Oh, this is gonna suck so hard if they have Sunfall here. Whew, it's Sunfall or bust again, but I think they've got it. Like they have to have it. Expel the Interlopers. Destroy. Okay, destroy is definitely not exile. So what do we want to save? Let's save our Voice of the Blessed. That feels pretty good. We've got another Amalia here. Okay, now we can go Invasion. Can we get 4 more counters on this thing to get it indestructible? Maybe. We've got 5 mana. 1, 3, 5. Not quite. So I think we need the Invasion. Alright, let's start with Invasion and look upstairs. Beseech the Mirror. Wow, they have all kinds of removal. Yuck. Oh. I think we got to get rid of Beseech the Mirror because, like, they can use Get Lost and go for the throat, and it sucks a lot. Actually, we have Invasion, so maybe if we take Get Lost and make it cost 4, they'll still have 6 mana. They can still do both. It'll definitely be harder for them, though. Yeah, I think let's just go Beseech here. Alright, and then let's go Lurker Bat. Oh, you know what? I should have played the voice first. That was a mistake. Or Amalia, actually. Let's actually get voice going. I want to get more in the air. Sorry, that was a little bit of a bad play there. Should have played voice before the Lurker Bat. So I think we should go for Invasion here just to get like 1 layer of protection. Even though they're at 15, we could drop them to 5. Now they've got to use both of their spells on voice before it becomes indestructible. Yeah, so this should have an extra counter on it, unfortunately. Okay, so let's go Amalia. Now we just play everything out, because they can go Beseech next turn, but they need a turn to get the board wipe going. So we have 1 turn to make this happen. Bunicorn is good. You know, I wasn't even paying attention to this if we gained enough life last turn to... Well, I should keep an eye on it. Oh, I suppose they could double... Oh, they could double smite. That's annoying. Oh, you know what? Ah, I solved it. This is great. Now I can replay everything. Oh my god. Oh, what a fun deck. This is so dumb. Alright. I guess if they have Sunfall, it's... Yeah, that's probably what they get here. That's 100% Sunfall. Depopulate. Interesting. Okay. I guess like that's annoying, but we don't necessarily care because we can just use case. Okay. All right. So let's sack the case. God, this is so dumb. Oh, all right. Let's start with, what do we want to start with? Because we don't have any life gain triggers yet. We want to try to get this knight-errant going. So I think we want Amalia for sure. Probably Bunicorn because it's stupid. Like, I want all these cards. Now we have to be a little careful. So if we want to get So we can go Skrelv. Oh, jeez, this is so dumb. This is like the most... This is so stupid. Oh my god. Oh. Yep, there it is. Sure. Okay, actually, we need a life gain trigger here, so we might as well... Actually, let's... I suppose these two are probably enough. Yeah, we've got the bat already, so let's just get that in Bunnicorn. And that feels nice and fair. I guess if they have another board wipe, then we're still in trouble. But they've got to go like find one or draw one. Yeah, because we weren't able to get any triggers yet, so we can't use Allenbach Escort to save anything until we can untap. I might have to like go up to like maybe 3 copies of that. That case is like ridiculous. It's so dumb. Are they just like BMing and slow rolling like the Sunfall? They could be. Well, they're going for it. Yeah, that's not gonna do it. I actually don't even know what to sacrifice here. Because, like, we want Escort to be able to protect something. Probably Amalia. We want the life gain trigger. I guess as funny as it sounds, I think we lose Skrelv here. Has it got more nonsense? Got more business. Okay. Yeah. Whew. Got there. 3-0. Yeah, this deck is totally insane. I highly recommend you play it. Oh my god, this deck is so fun, so stupid. Oh, I had a blast coming up with like the nuances of this thing this morning, so... At any rate, hope you guys enjoyed it. Let's take a look at the stats. Yeah, I guess it's just the 3 matches today here. The rest I was playing on my tablet, which didn't pick up. But yeah, 100% win rate. Feels good. See you guys tomorrow.